Welcome back to Sam's Watch Review. In December 2022, I shared my first review of this watch, the G-Shock GA2100, also known as the CasiOak. It is a very cool looking energy watch. It is tough, yet slim and lightweight. Simply one of my favorite G-Shocks. I have to admit that I don't wear this watch every day, but it is one of the watches that has spent the most time on my wrist. It's been with me through work, travel, and daily life. Today, I want to look at it again in this long-term review. Is it still a good choice today? Let's find out. Let's look at the physical condition. This watch is made of resin and carbon. After 3 years, you can see some changes. The matte finish on the edges is now a bit shiny, and this is normal for G-Shocks. There are also some small marks that were left from when I used bull bar. The mineral glass is still in a very good condition. It is not as strong as a fire, but for the price, it has held up very well. Also, many people talk about the bezel gap. In my case, the bezel seems to stretch slightly, especially on the left and right sides, but the gap is not large enough to be annoying. I also noticed some marks on the strap, as you would expect after regular use. By the way, many people worry that the resin will become uncomfortable or break over time. In my experience, it is still flexible and strong. One of my most popular videos is a tutorial on how to set the time on this watch. Looking at the comments, I see that many of you find the GA2100 very difficult to use. I agree. Some functions, like adjusting the hands or setting the subdial, are less intuitive. Even after 3 years, I sometimes need to slow down to remember the button combinations. If you are someone who needs to change the settings often, this might frustrate you. I own the all-black version. It looks beautiful and minimal. However, we need to talk about reading the time. The gray lume helps the black hands stand out a little more in dim light. However, the subdial and the day of the week markings have no lume. The LED light also doesn't help much with the subdial. So in this case, the analog part of the watch is not perfect in low light, especially the subdial. The digital screen is also quite small, and the negative display means lower legibility. But the more I use it, the more I appreciate the choice of the negative display for this design. The dark background simplifies the dial and makes the hands easier to see. And frankly, I don't change the digital features very often. For example, the alarms are useful, but I only need to set it once. It is not something I adjust every day. Also, for the timer, I only need 4 minutes for brewing coffee, so I rarely change it. I also rarely use the stopwatch, and if I need a stopwatch, this is probably the last watch I would choose. I would rather use a full digital watch with large numbers than any energy model. Casio says the battery lasts about 3 years. Mine has already had one battery replacement. I also posted the replacement process on this channel. The problem is that the SR726W battery is a bit difficult to find. It is not as common as the SR726SW, and it is also more expensive. On top of that, this watch uses 2 batteries for every replacement. So if you haven't bought this model yet, it may be better to also consider the solar version, GA-2100. The GA2100, especially the negative display version, is not a perfect watch. It is hard to set and sometimes hard to read. But after 3 years, I still enjoy wearing it. Parts are easy to find, modes are also easy if you want to customize it. It is a modern classic that changed how G-Shocks look. Thank you for watching this revisit. If you have owned a CasiOak for a long time, please share your experience in the comments. It will help the whole community. I will see you in the next review. It will be about the GA-2100, the updated CasiOak with solar charging and Bluetooth. Have a great day.